I'm attorney Kate Strauss. I'm one of the founding partners here at Galvanize Law Group, and this is attorney Maria Conversa. We want to talk today about mechanics liens in Colorado. If you're a Colorado construction professional, you do have the right, in most cases, to record a mechanics lien against a property if you've done work on the property but were never paid for the property. However, the mechanics lien statute can be tricky, and there's a lot of hoops to jump through in order to make sure you do it right and perfect your lien interest. And so Maria and I work a lot with our clients to help them be ready to file a lien and know what goes into the mechanics lien process. We thought we'd give you some tips and best practices for what you can be doing in your business. So Maria, in order to be able to help a client with a mechanics lien, what is the information that we always ask them for whenever they come to us and they're looking to be paid?
Well, first and foremost, we're always going to need that last date of substantive work on the project, because that's what triggers the Colorado mechanics liens deadlines, as well as a copy of the contract, so we know if you are entitled to recover your attorney's fees, because the Colorado mechanics lien statute does not permit attorney fee recovery in the absence of having that in your contract. In addition to often having invoices is helpful when we send the notice of intent to the property owner or the general contractor.
Right, we like to be able to confirm the actual amount due and outstanding based on your last invoice. And then also let's talk a little bit about substantive work. What does that mean in Colorado?
So that doesn't mean punch list items, that does not mean warranty work. We're talking under the contract, the original scope of work. What does that include? And that's your last day on the project. And a lot of contractors will often confuse this with, when was the last day we were actually, on the site?
Touched it,
yeah. And that is not the proper last date of substantive work. And it's important to really nail that date down, because if you blow a lien deadline, unfortunately, you forfeit your lien rights.
So the deadlines roll from the last date of substantive work, and the first deadline that really is going to come up and that's important is knowing when 120 days is going to elapse, and we work backwards from there, right? So it's 120 days from your last substantive date of work on the project, and that's the last day we have to record the lien. We never want to be on the last day recording a lien.
And you have to allow yourself a grace period, because you actually, under the Colorado statute, are required to provide notice before you do record that lien, and it has to be for 10 days. So we always recommend for our clients doing these mechanics liens, we send out the notice of intent via certified mail, so we can actually track exactly when it was delivered, and we can count the 10 days after dispatch, so we know when to record the lien.
So at a minimum, that notice of the intent to lien should really be going out around day 109 after completion of your substantive work. However, what is ideal is really to be sending it out about day 60 or day 90, and that's something we'd like you to be calendaring inside of your office, because if you're able to get out the notice of the intent to lien at day 60, at day 90, not only does it give us ample time for the 10-day requirement of the notice before we record, but it also gives us all that extra time before we have to record to hopefully be able to negotiate payment, because it can be really strong and really helpful to have a demand letter from your attorney's office that includes the notice of the intent to lien, and then we have that extra 30 or 60 days to negotiate payment and hopefully resolve the issue for you, rather than having to go on to the next step, which would be recording the lien and then having to file a lawsuit for the mechanics lien foreclosure.
And I think the whole key with the notice of intent, recording the lien, is having those key documents available so you can easily access them. And if you decide to retain an attorney to handle the lien process for you, it streamlines the process and is more efficient if we have all that information up front. And then we can go hit the ground running when you come to us, and we can prepare your lien documents efficiently.
And it's good that you mentioned if you decide to use an attorney, because you can do this process without an attorney too. You can totally train your office staff to have everything put together, to understand what the issues are, to have it tagged to be going out 60 or 90 days as a notice of an intent to file the mechanics lien. And those are forms that you can find available to you through several different websites online, but you can also reach out to us if you'd just like us to help you get your staff trained to be ready to push those out. Thanks, everybody.